Hello, everyone. Welcome into Southeastern 14. I am Blayne Gilmer. Daily coverage of SEC sports right here on this channel. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications for game-by-game predictions, betting tips, a daily live show. We also have reaction to the biggest news out there. We go live on Saturdays after games. If you want a community of SEC football content, make sure that you are liking this page, subscribing to this channel right here, everything you can do to be a part of this community. We'd love to have you in. Guys, it is going to be a pivotal season for Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M Aggies. It is time for Jimbo and company to start producing on the field. The talent is there. They have the offensive pieces for Bobby Petrino to work with there, and Connor Weigman at quarterback. Evan Stewart, Anais Smith, Moose Muhammad, Noah Thomas, a talented wide receiving core. They also have pieces at tight end as well. Max Wright is still there. And they also have Jake Johnson, even with the loss of Donovan Green for the year with his injury. But there's still plenty of weapons. Do have to answer what's going on at running back. Make sure you get some quality depth at offensive line. Can you manufacture that depth? But the pieces are there offensively for Texas A&M to take a step forward on that side of the ball. And we know that that defense is loaded with talent, particularly on the front seven. A lot of young talent that is now developed and come around. Then also some older guys to look up to, like McKinley Jackson, like Fadil Diggs. So it is the year for Texas A&M to put it all together. Can they do so? We're going to go game by game and give you our predictions right now. So in game number 1, New Mexico, you just want to come out and look crisp, okay? You want to come out and make sure that you are distributing the football to those playmakers on the outside, that you're showing some explosiveness, that you keep everybody healthy, you keep Connor Weigman upright. Offensive line does a good job of protecting. Get a nice opening day win here to the season against New Mexico. Then at Miami, I called this one the Desperation Bowl. Both teams need this one as badly as they need air, okay? Just for perception alone, they need to come out on top in this game. Both programs do. Jimbo Fisher and company maybe even more so than Mario Cristobal because they're longer in the tooth in their tenure over there at Texas A&M. So I think the Aggies are a better football team. I think that front seven will eat Miami's offensive line alive. I know that there's some good talks coming about Miami, how they retooled their offensive line. Well, I just don't know that there's enough over there to slow down what Texas A&M has up front. That environment is not a good environment. Miami is not a great home field advantage. I like Texas A&M to go on the road and win that game. ULM, hey, thanks for coming, collecting a check, and, you know, the Aggies are going to kick you out of College Station right afterwards. So 3-0 for the Aggies after that game. Auburn comes to town. I think, like I said, that defensive front, I am so impressed. There was a lot of talk of that 2022 class for Texas A&M. Guys like Walter Nolan, Shamar Stewart, Anai White, LT Overton, all these guys that were so highly touted, they're still there. They're still around. Now they're a year older. Of course, Shamar Turner comes in as a older guy now that's been around. Like I said, McKinley Jackson is still there. Fadil Diggs brings a lot of leadership over there, and they just keep coming at you with guys, and even some younger guys. They have lots of guys that can get after the quarterback in that front seven. They'll be able to stop the run. I think, Chris Russell at middle linebacker is going to be great for them there. And, of course, on the back end, they bring back a ton of experience with Demani Richardson coming back. So, listen, I think the defense for Texas A&M will really step up in this game, stymie that new Auburn offense under Hugh Freeze, and get a victory at home. Going to Dallas to play Arkansas in Jerry's World, the Dallas area over there. And I think that they come away with a win. I think Connor Weigman and company have a big game in this one on a fast track over there. Anais Smith, get him going, get him some touches early, and Evan Stewart. I just don't know that Arkansas has the secondary to slow down the Texas A&M passing game, and that's not something that we would have said last year, but I think with Connor Weigman, they have the right trigger guy there, and the weapons on the outside are going to be great. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ruben Owens at this point in the year have a really good game for Texas A&M, the freshman that I think they're going to be able to use in different ways. So I really think Texas A&M's offense is going to be the big factor in that game. I think Texas A&M beats Alabama at home and starts the season off 6-0. Yes, you can call me crazy, but I think that Jimbo Fisher does a better job of getting his team prepared to play Nick Saban in Alabama than any coach in the country. I think now you're going to give him even more ammunition there with Bobby Petrino there to take that offensive burden off of him and let him just focus on getting his team prepared psychologically for that game. I think that Texas A&M will have the better quarterback in this game, and I think that home environment is going to be crucial. Give me Texas A&M to win over Alabama and put themselves in the driver's seat in the SEC West to this point in the season, 6 games in. I do think that game will take a toll on them, though, physically, because Alabama is going to run the football a lot, and I think it's going to take a toll on their legs, and then they'll have to go to Tennessee and face that tempo right after that, and I just don't know that that's going to be an easy turnaround for Texas A&M. I really think when it comes down to it, that you're looking at an Aggies team that, hey, they're very capable of going in and winning this game. But I think Tennessee, right after playing physical teams like Arkansas and Alabama back-to-back, and then you go to Rocky Top and have to play that tempo is just not going to be easy. Give me Tennessee to win that one and hand Texas A&M their first loss of the season. They're going to come right back home. They're going to have a bye week to recover, and then they get South Carolina coming to College Station, and I just think that defensive front is going to eat South Carolina's offensive line alive, and I think that they will get right back in the win column there and keep pace with Alabama and LSU in the West, staying with just one loss. Texas A&M will beat Ole Miss at Ole Miss. They just have more depth, more playmakers. I don't think that Quinshon Judkins can do it alone. I just don't see enough around him on this team this year. And even this game being in Oxford, I like Texas A&M to win that football game. A home game against Mississippi State. Who's the real maroon here? I think Texas A&M comes out on top. Just have too many weapons. I like Will Rogers and company. I think they're going to be better than people think. I really, really do. I think that they have a tremendous quarterback, like I said, in Will Rogers. They have more weapons than you think on the outside. But at the end of the day, I think Texas A&M just has more weapons, and that game being at home, I like Texas A&M to win. Abilene Christian. This is going to be non-conference game, of course. I think they'll win, but this is going into, and what it'll set up is a game with LSU that at this point in the year, because of what I'll have going on, I think Alabama beats LSU. I think LSU has one loss. Alabama will have one loss at this point to Texas A&M. Texas A&M has one loss to Tennessee. So at this point, going into the last week of the season, you got a 3-way tie for the SEC West. Who's going to come out on top? I think that Alabama is going to lose the Iron Bowl to Auburn at Auburn. So what it all is going to come down to is Texas A&M at LSU week 12 for the SEC West championship. But I think LSU gets it done. I just think this game being in Baton Rouge is a bit of bad luck, and this is LSU, a revenge game for them. They're looking to avenge that loss that they had last year where Jaden Daniels got hurt going into the SEC championship game, where LSU already kind of had that wrapped up. So now I think Brian Kelly's team year 2. But listen, I think it's a 10-2 season for Texas A&M, nothing to scoff at, and a very, very big step in the right direction for Jimbo Fisher and that program there. I think Bobby Petrino coming in makes a huge difference. I think finally having the right trigger man at quarterback makes a huge difference, and that receiving core is underrated. I think Evan Stewart, Moose Muhammad, and I. Smith, Noah Thomas are tremendous, and like I said, Max Wright and Jake Johnson at tight end are nothing to scoff at either. Can they get consistent running back play? Are they deep enough on the offensive line? I think are the questions. I have no doubts on that defense. That front seven is loaded, and I think the secondary is experienced. Can linebacker play maybe a little bit with Texas A&M, but other than that, guys, I think it's going to be a great year for Texas A&M. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Make sure you are leaving your comments, letting us know what you think A&M season will be like. For everyone at Southeastern 14, I'm Blayne Gilmer, and we'll catch you next time to talk more SEC football right here on Southeastern 14.